Hello, good to see you again, and thank you once again for welcoming me onto your computer and into your living room. Church structure is what we're going to talk a little bit about today. It is still along the lines of that first layer, but I want to talk a little bit about church structure. We talked about the outdoor, we talked about securing windows, parking lots, extra lighting. What I didn't get a chance to get to you is assessing who your neighbor is. You want to know who's behind you and to the left and to the right of you. That way you know maybe what fence to reinforce, maybe where to point your lights, or if you do have a budget to where you can have a camera, you may want to know where to point that camera. So if you got a junkyard to your right, a used car outlet to your left, those are things you need to know, because whoever your neighbor's assailants are can quickly become your assailants. So that's part of your assessment as well. What type of daily traffic do you have? You have to assess the daily traffic. What I mean by daily traffic, do you have vendors that come every day that want to sell you something? Or is your daily traffic volunteers coming to work on the church? Or your daily traffic could be meetings. You can have different core meeting groups or volunteer groups coming during the day. What's your nightly traffic? All this comes as part of assessing your church structure and the needs that you have as it pertains to security. Remember, as you build this portfolio or build this structure, you're going to turn this into your church administrator or your pastor, because you've done a comprehensive study of what your church does, where it fits in the community, how it's received in the community, and you've basically given them an assessment so you can prove your point when you ask for more budget money and more budget spending. I want to talk a little bit about the surveillance equipment option. I know a lot of people are intimidated about surveillance equipment, but really there are enough companies out there now for you to have them bidding against you. I highly recommend not any one company until we get sponsorship. I don't recommend a company, but I highly recommend some type of surveillance equipment. It can come cheap now with the use of laptops and DVD recorders. You can really get a nice package cheap, and you can watch the camera from your home, through the internet, through a secure site, or you can watch it in your office. But I think it's invaluable to have some form of documented evidence. It may be a deterrent, but what it acts more to as a form of prosecution after the event. And I think it would help the women in the church feel comfortable when they're leaving the church. And remember, you have to light that area up. If you have a lot of night traffic, you want to make sure you really light that area up, okay? Right now, I think we're coming to a close. I want to tell you a little bit about what we have during our next podcast. When you see us next week, we're going to talk about staff and volunteer assessment, or maybe a new phrase that we came up with is called VolaStaff. And remember, the more you know, the more effective you can become.